Hey, good afternoon. It's Sunday, October 31st, Halloween. KC3QPJ here. How you guys doing? I just wanted to do a new review video for my new ham station radio. I have retired the TYT TH7800, not because it was defective. It's just I wanted to move up in the world of DMR. So today I'm going to give you a somewhat good review of the 578. Not that it's not a great radio. The TYT 7800 still works, has been a beast, but you're limited to analog. And the reason for the upgrade is I had the opportunity to do so with very low cost. So good to see you guys face to face. I know this is the first time you've seen me outside my vehicle. And hopefully you can share this video with others and get them interested into the world of DMR radio. DMR radio. Let's check it out, guys. And unfortunately I'm using my cell phone camera to film this. I'm not going to edit too much of it because really just don't care, and not here to make money. So this is going to be an honest review with something purchased with my own money. And I am here in my new ham station. I'm in the middle of remodeling the house that I live in here on the farm, so it's going to look a little messy in here because we still have a long way to go. But let's turn the camera around and we'll show you my setup here. And I am kind of relaxed today, so I'm in my PJs. I'm clashing a little bit, but you know, YouTube safe anyway. So let's get to it. Alright, so here is my ham station. There's my license displayed as I'm supposed to, and still have a little bit left to do as far as fixing the wiring here. I'm going to try to hide that a little bit better, but here's the radio that we will be reviewing today. This is the Anytone 578, and I have a surprise for you guys with this. We're going to do some testing on the 2-meter calling frequency, 14652. Have a local repeater that we can link into that's 20 miles line of sight, and I believe there's also another repeater I have programmed in here that is about 110 miles away, I believe so, line of sight on a place called Warrior Mountain. So this is my new ham station.
On the air, Whiskey 4 Golf Oscar, Fork Mountain.
Okay, there's somebody calling out on 5-2 real quick. Let me see, let's see if we can get them. This will be a good demo. This is Kilo Charlie 3 Quebec Papa Juliet KC3 QPJ responding to calling station. Do you copy? And can I have your call sign one more time, please?
Okay, big pileup there, big pileup. Let's go up to 14658. QSY to 14658. With
QSY to 14658. As requested. This is KC3QPJ for station calling on the mountaintop if you're doing parks on the air. I'm Kemar, Maryland, Carroll County. How copy?
Alright, KC3QPJ. This is Whiskey 4 Golf Oscar. Good afternoon. We've spoken before. I'm doing a summit on the air, and it's Fork Mountain near Madison, Virginia.
Copy that. Near Madison, well, that's definitely over 100 miles from my current QTH. I'll look that up on Google Earth Pro here in a little while. But it was perfect timing. I'm out here Kemar, Maryland, and I hope you get your activation for Summits on the Air. And it was perfect timing because I am doing a demo video for the Anytone 578, so glad to hear you in there. Whiskey 4 Golf Oscar, this is Kilo Charlie 3 Quebec Pop Juliet. Good luck, 7-3.
Okay, very good. Your report is about a 4x4 here, 4x4 on Fork Mountain, and if you're interested in the summit code, it's Whiskey 4 Victor, Sierra Hotel 003. And you might give me your city or town again. I think you said T-Bar, Maryland. I'm not familiar with that.
Yes, that's affirmative. It's a Kilo Echo Yankee Mike Alpha Romeo, Maryland. That's in Carroll County, 4 miles southeast of Tawnytown. And roughly, if you're telling me you're near Madison, Virginia, if you're within 20 miles of Madison, Virginia, my guesstimate on line of sight would be about 100 miles, 100 miles.
QSL, Keymar, Maryland. Thanks for the info and the contact today, and good luck with your activation as well.
Copy that. KC3QPJ, clear QRT for your contesting. Have a good one. Clear.
Thank you, 7-3. This is Whiskey 4, Golf, Oscar, Soda, QRZ.
All right, so there you go. That's a great start to show the capability of this radio. And I wasn't expecting anybody on the 5.2, but what a way to go. Right now I'm running, I don't know if you see the big thick cable there, that's LMR 400. I was in the middle of tuning my system here. I'm running that into the Shortcom SW102 that tests the power output, and your SWRs, you got to do a long press to hold that in. Here's the good surprising thing about this meter. And then from the meter, I'm going out the window through my window pass-through behind this big basket here. Like I said, don't mind the mess. But we're gonna switch down here to 14645. Okay, I'm not even gonna respond to anybody that may be on there, but we're just gonna do a manual switch. 14645. You can type it into the radio, but right now I've got one hand on the camera and one hand on the radio, so steps of 2.5 kilohertz or 0.25 kilohertz at a time. So 14645. Now what this meter is going to do is show my output. We have it on high power. Let's see how high we can go. KC3QPJ testing on 14645, 50 watts. 14645 KC3QPJ. Alright, so here's the surprising thing about the radio. Well, you can tell my antenna's tuned properly. It has a great SWR. That's actually kind of high because of the cable that I'm running to the window pass-through, but here's the fun part right here. Look at that output power on the 578 on the 2 meter band. 55.2 watts. And then this meter is also a real beast. I love this thing. I paid $50 for it, but it shows your output frequency. It shows how much your transmission is actually getting out, what your actual output is, and what's meeting or what's actually being reflected out of the antenna. And this is your reflected power. So very little, less than 0.5% of reflected power, meaning you have a very low SWR. It's almost a 1-1 match. It could be lower than that, but that's pretty good for a antenna that does not require any tuning. So this Anytone is a great match for this radio, and it was really good that I was able to get somebody. We're going to look up Fork Mountain here in a little bit. Well, the capability of this radio, it's amazing what this radio can do. And what I'm going to do right now, I programmed all of these buttons. You can program these from the face of the radio just by getting into your menu functions. But we're going to go from the VFO mode to channel mode. And then, got a lot of stuff monitoring, and, this radio is not Part 95 compliant for GMRS, but you can monitor it. You can't transmit on it. So here is Warrior Mountain. This repeater is confirmed 110 miles from my current QTH. Now mind you, most of your setup and how your radio performs is going to be based on your antenna and how well your antenna is. But on medium power, I broadcast about 10 watts. Now this is all dependent on line of sight. We still have the meter on, so let's see what we got going on. This is KC3QPJ, 10 watts, Keymar, Maryland, trying to reach the Warrior Mountain repeater.
FARG repeater.
Okay, so we had one come back. Let's turn the volume back up. Dual volume buttons, one for each VFO. Let's try again. KC3 QPJ testing, Carroll County, Maryland. Keymar. Does anybody copy it on the Warrior Mountain repeater? Well, we're definitely getting into the repeater just on 10 watts. 10 watts output. Less than 10 watts output. 9.54 watts. It's a very capable radio on analog bands. So we're just showing you local repeaters and the function of the radio. Once again, I have a 578 handheld walkie-talkie. That thing was a bear to program because I had no knowledge of the software and what I needed to do to program the code plugs correctly for the DMR side of things. I would recommend you guys watch some of the Bridgecom videos regarding the programming of the DMR bands. But here's the coolest thing about DMR: you don't have to be a general license holder in order to talk around the world. You don't even have to use the HF bands. These are the zones that I'm flipping through on the bottom band here. You got your weather channel there. Now this is a local, well, not really local. I mean, this repeater is 20 miles line of sight from my house, which is a DMR repeater. You can choose whatever talk group you want to talk on from that repeater, but I recommend, when you're using a public repeater, if it has a dedicated channel or a dedicated talk group, you want to use time slot 2 on that repeater to bring up any other talk group that you want to use. That way it's a common courtesy to leave the static talk group alone. Just something I like to do to show a little bit of etiquette and that you're not interfering with that dedicated talk group. So how DMR works is it does put out a digital FM RF signal to a repeater or a hotspot. What's a hotspot? That's a hotspot, as many of you would know. And that MFJ little stubby looking thing there sticking out of the top is an antenna. And that transmits 0.5 watts, and it's on the 70 centimeter band. But that little antenna on the second floor of this house gives me full coverage on the farm, probably about a quarter mile in every direction. So I can transmit into this hotspot, which then in turn will convert that over the internet to whatever talk group that I want to get into, but using the same frequency to get into my radio. Now, obviously the repeater is going to be on a different frequency than my hotspot, but this is the same principle. But this is just right here at home using the internet right here at your house. So this is basically a home-based repeater, but not really. I mean, you're getting a direct access into the internet to use whatever talk group that you want to use. So let's just see here. We're going to use the K3DO repeater in Frederick, Maryland here. We're going to get into our menu. We're going to go to talk groups. We'll go in the talk group list, and all these talk groups are available to be talked on. And 91 worldwide. We'll select 91 worldwide. We'll select that contact. And then when we get out of here, you're going to notice on the repeater right here this time slot. It says time slot 1. I'm going to change that around. So we're going to go in here. We're going to go into settings. Channel set. Channel type. We already know it's digital, so we'll back out of that. We're going to go to bandwidth, receive frequency, transmit frequency. That's not important. What we're looking for is time slot. Radio ID, there's the color code, there's time slot. So we're going to select that. Well, let me select it with that one. So we'll select that. You can see that 1 is highlighted. We're going to select 2. So that way we're not going to interfere with the 3124. 3124 is on time slot 1. So then all you need to do now is key down. Now on 91 worldwide it is very busy. So let's see what happens here with just a simple key down. Should notice somebody coming up here on 91 Worldwide any second now. Let's see. KC3QPJ testing on 91 Worldwide.
Yeah, Council, my friend, working fine. Kilowatt Charlie 3, Queen Papa Juliet. This is a Mike 3, Tango Whiskey Alpha returning. Yeah, very good afternoon, Aaron. Name on our side is Ian, India Alpha November. And my QTH is over here on the west coast of Scotland. Q5, nice clear audio, and no packet loss, Aaron. Mike 3, Tango Whiskey Alpha. Back around to Kilowatt Charlie 3, Queen Papa Juliet. To yourself.
QSL, Mike 3, TWA, KC3QPJ, East Coast United States. Good to hear you in there from Scotland. Actually doing a demo video on my Anytone 578 for my audience of 14 subscribers on YouTube. So I appreciate you responding on the 91 Worldwide. I'm actually making a 20-mile trip to the local repeater, K3DO in Frederick, Maryland, and into the 91 Worldwide talk group. So Ann, I appreciate your comeback, and I'm gonna QRT, and maybe I can pick up the conversation with you when I'm done the video. Thanks for your time, and have a good afternoon. 7-3 from KC3QPJ, Maryland, United States. So there you go, guys. That's all the way over to Scotland from a local repeater. I love the internet-based stuff.
Yeah, pleasure's been all mine, my friend. Very nice to be your acquaintance here on the Worldwide 91. And you're certainly doing a fine job there. In Q5, lovely clear audio, and no packet loss over here into the west coast of Scotland, my friend. So a very, very good afternoon to you, and of course a very good evening for myself. Local time east for about 6:25 in the evening here, Aaron. And of course wishing you all the very best 73s for myself over here on the west coast of Scotland. Mike 3, Tango Whiskey Alpha, now clear there with Aaron. Kilowatt Charlie 3, Queen Papa Juliet. 73, my friend. Bye-bye.
So the one thing I found out that Scottish people are some of the hardest people to understand on the face of the planet, but some of the friendliest. But really fun to be able to utilize that feature. Now what'll happen is if I don't use that repeater for 15 minutes on time slot 2, after 15 minutes of nobody keying up on 91 Worldwide locally, it will turn off that talk group and start the dynamic part of that talk group will drop. So what I could say is, let me pause this video real quick. I'm going to bring up what I mean by static and dynamic and explain to you how that works, and I can show you that through my Pi-Star dashboard. Hang tight one second. Okay, so here's my Pi-Star dashboard, and what I'm trying to tell you is this basically works the same way as the repeater. This is my talk group ID right here, 3174087. That is my DMR ID, and that's what I monitor constantly. That constant monitoring is called your static talk group. Now over here you see that there is a dynamic talk group. Now that dynamic works the same way as the repeater. If somebody keys in, or if I key in, the only way that goes active is if I key into a talk group that is not my static talk group. So any other talk group, such as 91 Worldwide, or 3148 in Texas, or 3124 here in Maryland on the East Coast, that then becomes the dynamic talk group. And I apologize for the video quality here. This is my cell phone. But anyway, so the dynamic always drops after 15 minutes, and that way, you're just not monitoring dead air. You turn your radio off, you forget, and it's not up and running all the time. So anytime I use my hotspot, it'll come up on here that I'm using my hotspot, and I can use that at any time. This gateway activity that you see here, when somebody tries to call you or you try to target a group, it'll come up and give you the date, time, the mode, how long, what your packet loss is, and your bit error rate. And it's a really good way to keep track of everything when you have your own hotspot. And honestly, I have found that hotspots are a little bit more reliable than your local repeaters. But that all goes hand in hand back to the 578. Now here's the thing I like the most about it. I know I've been very long-winded. This is a firmware and software driven radio. It is difficult to program. If you know anybody that is into DMR, they can help you out and help you get it programmed a little easier and a little quicker. But it's definitely something that I would say once you've got it programmed, the sky's the limit. This thing is a real beast and has done a great job for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, here's my review. If it's within your budget, it is an excellent radio. It's advertised 50 watts on 2 meter, and as you can see, it completely surpassed that 50 watts by over 3 watts. Keep in mind that's with a great antenna. I do have a high gain antenna, and it really helps to have the right cable. That'll help you go a long way. I definitely recommend LMR 400 for it. And I wish I could give you more of a demonstration, but I could be here for 4 hours showing you all the ins and outs and how to use the dual band receive and how to change all that. But programming it from the computer is a necessity, and I recommend that for anybody that buys this radio. This would make an excellent base station radio or even a mobile radio. And like I said, the sky's the limit when it comes to DMR. This radio also does have GPS built in, APRS built in. I think you can program up to 5 quick messages on APRS that you can either use to transmit on each transmission or to transmit after a certain time on its own. This also does have Bluetooth connectivity, where you could have the PTT wrapped around your steering wheel with your mic clipped to your suspenders or somewhere close to your face, and use that Bluetooth PTT in order to transmit from your car, so you're completely hands-free. The other thing that this has over the Pro series of radio is this is the Plus. This is the newest model of the Anytone that uses 500,000 digital contacts as opposed to 300,000. And pretty soon this radio could be outdated as well, but the memory capacity of this radio is the top of the line on the market for everything DMR related. So I hope you guys got something from this demo or review, I should say. It's definitely a really good radio for power output and for general use. Not much else to say about it except I am completely satisfied with my purchase. So let's back up here. Here's my ham station. I hand built that frame for the TV, which is going to get stained and cleaned up a little bit, so if y'all think it's ugly, oh well, build one yourself that's that good. Scrap wood from around the house went a long way. And here's the rest of my ham station, and like I said, we are in the middle of remodeling, so I'm not worried about keeping this cleaned up right now, and just utilizing it the best that I can at the moment, and having fun with it for sure. It's a good way to practice, a way to keep your logs in order, and if you have any kind of logging programs, you can utilize your computer to do that, and do it from the comfort of your home and still enjoy being on the radio. I mean, that's the whole point behind the base stations. So anyhow, that's it, everybody. Not much else to add. I had a lot more that I wanted to share with you, but I feel like I've been being long-winded. But as you noticed, if you guys want to try this, my hometown is Kemar, Maryland. Do a line of sight from Kemar, Maryland to Madison, Virginia. Tell me how many miles that is, and pretty sure you'll find out it's around 100 miles. So I just had a QSO on 2 meter to a guy almost 100 miles away. Had a lot of fun with that today, and I'm glad you guys witnessed that on my radio. Very rare thing to have a 100-mile contact from my QTH here in Kemar with somebody 100 miles away. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm glad you guys got a chance to see me face to face, and hit the subscribe button if you like. This is all what can I say here? Unsponsored. I'm just going to give you my honest review, and if I see problems that are problems with this radio, I will update you and let you know. And you can expect an update within the next month or two. So y'all have a fine Sunday and a fine Halloween. This is KC3QPJ. I'm signing off. 7-3, everybody. Have a good day.